Yo, no. Wait a goddamn minute. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Come on, bro. Come on. I just saw it. It got me hyped. It got me so hyped. I think this chair broke. I left my other chair at my friend's house, but it's okay. Yeah. I also left a few things that I picked up there as well. Hey, things happen, but just know I'll get some, the stuff will come soon. But dude, I'm shook. So we've got this, man. After I take a big old swig of this and my Kool-Aid. All right. Bro, I'm still shook. Bro, I'm still shook. But what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here. And it's time for an epic Bakugan Evolutions episode review. So we have episode 28 here, man. All hell's broken loose in the show. Things are about to get real, and it's about to go down. So, with this, man, all the craziness has happened. Wrath has absorbed the power of the elemental storm through the elemental inductor. And with that, he has absolutely insane freaking power now, man. His power is off the charts. It's bonkers. But yeah, so with this, we got to get into it. So basically, Wrath's standing there with all the power of the elemental storm flowing throughout his entire being, man. And yeah, it's just crazy. My kitty, I guess, is showing up for this too. You heard me say Wrath, and Wrath kind of being like a tiger. You want to showcase in here? This is Aria, you guys. So this is my kitty. If you haven't seen her before, this is how big she is now. She's big and lengthy. Snow was her mama, but I'm pretty sure Snow, she got out sometime last year. And, with all the land that we have, I've heard coyotes at points back there, and sadly, I think, Snowball kitty met an unfortunate fate, but she lives through Aria and such, and this is why I watch over her like a hawk, because she's such a good kitty. She's such a sweet kitty, and she a cutie too. But yeah, man, anyways, let her go about her business. But getting into it, man, Wrath is sitting there with all of the elemental power throwing throughout his being. Dan runs up and he's like, everyone, oh, so Wrath really did absorb the power of the elemental storm, huh? And then, basically Leah tells Dan, like, yeah, but, Wrath says, you're too late. And then Leah says, yeah, but all of our Bakugan got whooped in those battles. And basically the only ones left were Dan and Magnus, so it was thought, but also I questioned with the other episode with 27 if Athena was down. Blitzfox wasn't done. Blitzfox got knocked way down, but Blitzfox wasn't fainted. So Blitzfox was still able to fight in this battle. The Arliss teacher's Bakugan, though, I never recall it getting taken down, though. That's the thing. I don't know, man. That's making me think there's a little bit of no resolution with this. Well, like, not full resolution, you know what I mean? But that's just one thing. I'm going to keep that in mind, too. Keep the Arliss Professor's Bakugan in mind. But then we get a major battle showing up here, dude. Oh, my kitty's just sitting down here. Yeah, but we get a major battle underway. So it's everybody that's left. So it's Dan and Drago, Magnus and Nilius, Athena and Blitzfox, all facing off against Wrath. But this is Wrath with the crazy power of the elemental storm, dude. It's not going to be easy taking down this Wrath. Because before, Wrath was like a one-bay wrecking crew. But now, especially, freaking damn monster. Having the power of all different attributes with it, man. Like, yeah, it has an amazing amount of power with it. Yeah, I don't even know if it has all the attributes with it. I think it's just like its own chaos power, but amplified. So, yeah. But getting into this, the battles were intense. Like, it was back and forth, major hits. Nilius, Drago, and Blitzfox were all getting huge hits on Wrath. I'll say, like, elemental Wrath. I'll say that because it's Wrath with all the power. But elemental Wrath still sitting and battling They're getting some nice attacks in, but Wrath's still taunting them the entire time, saying, it doesn't matter what you throw at me. You are going to fail, and you are going to go down. So they're all sitting there honestly struggling with these battles, even with it being Magnus, even with it being Athena, even with it being Dan Kuzo. Like, they're all sitting there struggling. Drago's struggling. Nilius is struggling. Blitzfox is struggling just to get by Wrath. But they're throwing everything, including the damn kitchen sink, at Elemental Wrath. But he's taking all of those hits. And they wear down his power, but he's still surviving. He's still there, man. And Nilius even said he survived that. They started using like strength mode and speed mode for their Bakugan, getting big hits in, using a lot of power. They even whipped out their nano gear, using that power of their nano gear. Well, you know, their nanogon. And all the nanogon attacking. Still wasn't able to take it out. Then they switched to the nano gear and attack Wrath with the nano gear, man. And it still was not enough to take him out completely. They're like, he survived that even with the nano gear, man. Wrath managed to survive it. Faustus thought of the idea of having Winton go and use the elemental inductor to absorb the power from Wrath. That way Wrath, you know, doesn't have as much power or anything. But as soon as he was trying to do that and go there and fix it up, Wrath said, oh no you don't. Bop! He hits the elemental inductor. Completely breaks it, except for the crystal. He broke it. He's like, now, there is nothing you can do to stop me. I now have more power than even the elemental storm. Even more so than those in Vestroya. Those that are a part of the Supreme Bakugan Council will bow to me. Everyone will bow to my ultimate power. You know, Wrath having this crazy power and such, and he's going all the way, man. He's not trying to have anybody's shit. He's not trying to have anybody's crap whatsoever, dude. I'm just so hyped about this. Y'all already know. It's 14 up. Y'all already know, man. I'm gonna be saying shit and fucking hell and sometimes, like, and with these videos. It happens, dude. But just being real, it got insane. Like, he legit broke it, and that was their one hope of stopping him. And then he uses his nano gear. Wrath still has his nano gear with Echo, and then he uses it. He takes out both Nilius and Blitzfox. They're both down, man. So it is literally, it's down to Dan and Drago to finish this. It reminds me of Mectanium Surge a little bit, except it's not like dragging them into like a dark moon or anything, because, you know, Spectre was there with that. I'm just saying the references with it, you know, because you remember this is when Spectre came back. Now when he came back with Darkest Infinity Helios, and then they all separated to take out all the Mectagon and the Titans and stuff around the world. But then Dan Kuzo and Drago separated Magma and Razenoid on the other side, right, on the other side of the moon. Well, when they did that, Spectre said, well, now that he's separated up in the moon, Magmel can't send any more reinforcements, which means it's down to Dan and Drago to finish this. And then we get the final battle with them, man. But we've got like a kind of similar situation with this, except it's all the other brawlers going down, man. We got some like Metal Fury Beyblade vibes with this, because everybody else went down except for the Arliss teacher. I don't remember his Bakugan going down. I don't know, but maybe there's a reason for that. But everybody else's Bakugan went down, and it was literally down to Dan and Drago. And Athena herself said, it's up to you two. You two are the only ones that can stop him. You're the only two that can battle now. And everybody's sitting there showing their support and their love for like Dan and Drago to get this win. With that, the crystal, the elemental inductor may have broke, but the crystal still lights up when each brawler and Bakugan sit there and communicate with Dan and Drago with their bonds and such. They're drawing the power of each of their bonds and such that they have. They have the elemental energy too, you know, even if they're down. So they channel all of that. And with each of their attributes going in, or their factions going in, the crystal lights up again. And then Wrath is saying, how is it lighting up? I absorbed all of the power of the elemental storm. There should be none left. And then Faustus explains how it's the power of everybody that's there and such. And then Drago's like, well, I'll touch this crystal directly and take that power, so he could use it to fight against Wrath. And then sure enough, him and Dan both go up and touch it. Faustus is like, Dan, are you nuts? You can't handle that. It's a crazy amount of power. But they don't care, man. They don't give a shit. They're sitting there and they go and they touch that crystal and they're absorbing all of the power from that crystal. So then they gain a crazy big time amount of power. And we see this crazy cut scene with their eyes lighting up and everything. They're feeling the power go in. And then there's this huge explosion. But then everybody looks just shocked, like, what? And then you see Dan standing there. He falls backwards. But then you see a Bakugan floating down. And it's like a crystal Bakugan, like a diamond Bakugan. This is the first time we've seen like a diamond-looking Bakugan in the show, man. But it... and even Wrath says it. That's the remnants of that fool. So it's the remnants of Drago after absorbing all that power. And everybody just looking like, oh. But then Dan grabs Drago with this new crystal form that looks so cool. Literally diamond. The closest thing to like we've seen a diamond in the show. Even more so probably than a diamond. Because a diamond basically being like, in real life, like diamond power, it's above the power of like a regular faction and such. But with this, it's all the different like elements with it, man. All the different factions with it. But then, sure enough, Dan's like, Bakugan Brawl! Bakugan stand. Dragonoid Genesis has stood. So Drago shows up having this gigantic diamond design, man. Looking so cool, having all the elements of power within him. And Faustus basically explaining how he took all that power and this became his new form. But then Dan's like, this is Drago's new form with the bonds of everyone. This is Dragonoid Genesis. And then Wrath's just like, Dragonoid Genesis? It can't be. No. Nothing will stop my power. And then sure enough, we get a battle between Drago, Genesis, and Elemental Wrath. And it's crazy back and forth. Wrath getting some nice hits on Drago, but Drago's definitely got the upper hand. He's sitting there getting major hits, wearing down Wrath's power bit by bit, countering every single attack that Wrath has. Wrath switching between speed mode and strength mode, but Drago, Genesis literally can switch with strength or speed at will, and is surpassed even both of them. In the words of Faustus, he said that he even surpassed like strength and speed modes. So he can do them both on will, man. So it's crazy back and forth. All these major hits and such going down. And yeah, we basically get a big build up to like the final battle. And with this final battle, we see Wrath having like, he uses Echo, but it's like the ultimate form of Echo. It's a bunch of them attacking. And like, it's just so cool. You see all the echoes around Wrath. The design for it was really cool. The animation for this was insane. And then you had Drago using like all attribute moves. Like, how like how Havoc was using like the 6 attack, like elemental attack, or like combo cannon, using all the powers and such. It was crazy, dude. Like, yeah, reminded me of that. But then we see those two powers hitting one another. But then Drago's getting the jump on Wrath. A major hit goes on. Huge explosion. Boof. Final showdown with that. And when the smoke clears, Dan and Drago are still standing. Wrath has fallen. Oh, yeah? Is that how you feel? Me too. Poor Casey. But, yeah. Wrath just falls down. He's not out. His health is down to 25. It shoots down to 25. And then he returns back to his regular mode. And they're all just looking like, whoa. He actually beat Wrath. He overpowered Wrath. They're all surprised. And in the middle of, like, all that craziness, Dan said, like he mentioned to Athena, like, it's not just our power, it's the power of everybody at this academy and such. We sat and we learned so much at this academy. Dan always hated learning and such, but he loved being at that academy, and he loved learning the things that he learned at the academy, and said how everybody helped them to get stronger and such. And even Faustus realized that too. But yeah, man, it was just so crazy. But yeah, Dan legit telling Athena, it's not just the power of us, it's the power of everybody at this academy, including you guys, everyone. Everyone is a part of this power. And Drago said the same thing. And then, she's just like, Dan, And sure enough, like I said, the final battle, they managed to take down Wrath, and he's just sitting there, laying there with like 25 health left. Not defeated, but on the cusp of being defeated. And Faustus walks up and says, Wrath, it's over. We could still fix this. Wrath just says, no, we can't. If you can use the power of the crystal, then I can too. You all will bow at my feet, no matter what. And then Wrath goes up and he clutches on to the diamond. He clutches onto the crystal. And then he's sitting there absorbing all the power that there is in that crystal. And then he gains his power back and such. But then Faustus says Dan and Drago have their power combined because they have the brawler, the strength of the brawler, and the Bakugan. And they're sharing that power. You can't take all that power. You won't be able to take it. And he's like, so you think, just watch me. But then you see Wrath, the power, he starts like cracking, and you see the light shining through, literally like how Magmel and Raisinoid started cracking with season 4, like Magtenium surged with season 4 of the original era, because that power started to fail them. And even what they said then, none of that power will work for you. None of that power is yours. It's all been hijacked, so it's going to fail you. And then he tried to say, you're no longer the most powerful Bakugan, Drago. I am. So accept your destiny. It's over for you. And then he said, you were never better than me, Darak. How dare you call him by his old name? Darak is gone. Only Raisinoid exists. Sure, Barodius. And then he's like, you're going to pay for your disrespect. And then it was the final showdown with Magmel, Raisinoid, and Fusion, Drago, and Dan, And then that power started corrupting, and then he exploded, and Raisinoid was just done. And then Magmel, same thing. All that power was released, and he was done as well. So the exact reference, dude, season 4 of different eras, like the reference with freaking Wrath having his power cause his body to crack. And then he just upped and vanished. You just hear him yelling, no! And then, big explosion, and then you just see a bunch of energy and such go. But then Drago says it's over. So it's thought, like, Wrath is gone. He's like, I'll become Wrath Genesis. But then, like, yeah, that power kind of backfired on him, and he was just gone after. But, yeah, dude. Then the storms and everything cleared up. And they were like, it really is over. It's truly over. And then they showed, like, the news and everything, how, the elemental storms and everything were vanished and such. And then, yeah, Pyravian and the Supreme Bakugan Council looking on the other side. And Pyravian just thanking Dan and Drago, like, thank you, Dan and Drago, and everybody on Earth. Everything has returned to normal in Vestroia. So all the different worlds were, like, lit up. Aquilia had all the water. Pyrule had the magma back. Ventana had all the forest greenery grow back. Haora had all of its light. Arcavia had its big-time darkness and such. Aropolis wasn't like in shadow or anything. It had the golden light shining and such. And just basically thanked like Dan, Drago, and everybody on Earth for fighting. But yeah, so then we get a cutscene with Faustus and Athena at the Bakugan Academy, with the whole building destroyed and everything. You see the building in the background destroyed, and Faustus basically saying, well, now that the elemental storm is gone, the role of this academy is now over. And then Athena's like, what? No, it's not. Like, we learned so much by battling everybody through this academy. And I really want to learn even more. Mr. Faustus, I want to stay and I want to help rebuild this academy. And he's like, I didn't realize that at first. Like, how much just was learned with that and even going forward. He's like, but it's going to take a long time in order to fix it up. It's going to take a lot of hard work, And Athena said, that's fine. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that loves this academy. And then we get a cutscene with the awesome brawlers, and they're all just sitting there like, They're at their old school, so they went back to their old school because the academy being down now because of all the craziness that happened there. But they're being at their old school, and they're all sitting outside, like, really, Dan and Drago aren't here? Leave it to them, doing all this big time battling and such, and then returning and just napping. And then they're like, well, that's classic Dan. You gotta love it. But, dude, the craziness with this, they weren't asleep. We see Dan and Drago flying off. And Drago's like, are you sure it was okay not to tell the others? And Dan and Drago were like, well, Dan was like, yeah, it's fine. But this scene reminded me, dude, they paid direct homage to the very last scene of the first era of Bakugan with Mectanium Surge. Because after all the craziness happened with, like, Wise Man and such, like Metavius Destroyer taking on Dragonoid Destroyer and having infinite power, and they faced off. This is the second part of the original, era of Mectanium Surge, like the second arc of Mectanium Surge. Anybody who didn't see it, they faced off. Drago and Dan met Genesis Drago, and he communicated directly with Drago because he looks just like Blitz Drago, just saying how how he saved the world and everything. After that, there's a battle between Guns and Drago. The battle that we didn't get the beginning of that season, because it got interrupted by Metavius Destroyer showing up. We got that battle. Dan and Drago won that battle, and then they were established as the true legends, like the true battle brawling champs. All the other brawlers were sitting there having a celebratory gathering, waiting for them. And Julie's like, I'm so hungry I could eat my own hair. And then there's like, where are those slow pokes? And, they're like, oh, I'm sure they'll be there. But then Shun, like this is original era Shun, looks down and he's like, And he looks down and he sees them on the boat. So Shun, original era Shun knew. But then it was Dan and Drago there with Kato, and they said, Kato was like, are you sure this is okay? Like, are you sure you have to go? And he's like, yeah, we don't have anything left to prove, so it's time for us to make way for other brawlers to have their own legends and such. And this was basically the way of ending it off. But then they went off in the boat, and Drago's like, where are we going? Like, where are we going to, Dan? And then Dan's just like, wherever our heart takes us. Like, wherever the way takes us. And then it shows them just riding off in the sunset, in the ocean, on a boat. Like a teaser, they're like, oh, maybe we could see like Dan Kuzo come back at one point. If they do some cross freaking generation, like wormhole endgame type shit with this, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. But the thing is, there's probably not rights for it, because copyright and rights are a thing. That's why with the whole reboot, it's with the different attributes, why there's R-list with this. There's also the different attributes having different symbols and stuff compared to the original one, because rights and copyright and stuff. If somehow, some way, Spin Master gets the rights from Sega Toys from like the original era, that could be possible. But it'll be a lot for that, and the chances of that are slim. This is just me saying this, guys. Don't get crazy hopes up like, oh, this is gonna happen. Like it's not, like, but the chances are very, very slim if they get the rights and such, because copyright and rights are a big time thing. It's like adult stuff. Y'all gotta understand that, there's a lot of levels to stuff with this, but yeah, but that's how the first era ended, with them riding off. And then this season this episode they do a similar thing, except it's Dan and Drago flying off, and they say, Dan just says, well, we gotta help rebuild the academy. We can't just leave it like that. There's so much learning. There's so many things I still want to learn at that place. So Athena was right. Like, not only like, her, but like also Dan and Drago. So they're going to obviously help rebuild the academy and such. But we know where they're going with this, where in the first era, we didn't. That was just their way of like writing everything off and having that resolution, as much of a resolution as we could get. But with this, they're going to rebuild the academy. And then we just get a cutscene of them flying off into the distance, man. But yeah, just the reference with them doing this and ending it this way, it made me cry, dude. I legit teared up. I was like, this is how they ended it, with a similar way with the first era, man. But this era has the potential to go. I definitely can imagine a season 5. I can imagine even a season 6 and a season 7. They play their cards right, for sure, man. This can't be it. There's no way this could be it. And this is the point I'm going back to that I mentioned before. The R-list teacher's Bakugan. Out of all the Bakugan, I don't think they ever showed off Griswing's actual physical form, like the actual figure for Griswing. They also didn't show off the figure for the Arliss teacher's Bakugan. They didn't even name it. They didn't even name his Bakugan, and they never even showed like the actual ball form for it. But it has to have one. I think all the other teachers they did, but for them they did not. And it's like, that's crazy, man, because they showed off Colossus, like Short's Colossus and everything, you know. They never showed Griswing's actual ball form. They didn't show the Arliss teacher's actual ball form and such. So I see, like, Sykes and the Arliss teacher at least returning with things. So maybe, apparently there's one more episode, and I think it's going to be, like, a special, like, you know how we got the actual 0 and 1 episodes for this? Like, they came out a little bit later, but the actual 0 and 1 episodes for this season that were supposed to be the first ones before the Bakugan Academy and everything, they put it out later. I think it's supposed to be like a similar thing. So the story fully starting off with a special like that and then ending with a special like that with this season, that would make full sense, man. So if we have one more special, it would make sense. Because, I mean, in the Genesis set, Genesis Wrath, well, yeah, Genesis Wrath is a thing. Like Wrath Genesis, like how there's Dragonoid Genesis that we've seen. There's Wrath Genesis. So I can imagine it being like, Wrath's like a tiger. He's a cat. 9 lives. It makes full sense. He had 25 at the beginning, and we just saw him vanish. We didn't see him get destroyed. We didn't know if he was destroyed or not. It could be like he just vanished and such. He's done this before. So maybe it's being saved for one final special, you know, because there's supposed to be one final special. It's probably where it might be. We see Wrath come back, and then we get the true power of like Wrath Genesis with this, man. And then we get like a crazy showdown or something. Like we get the part 2 for this showdown, because it didn't seem like this was the full end. Like it seems like Wrath lost this one when it came to power. Like Drago's the one that has had Wrath's number, so I can imagine it maybe being with this special, maybe he has his number again, and it's on an even crazier level or something with it, man. But yeah, that's how I can imagine this. It definitely cannot be over yet. There's no way. There's no way. It doesn't feel like it. Because just, like I said, the Arliss teacher's Bakugan not being shown off in ball form, Sykes' Bakugan Griswing not being shown off in ball form, but every other Bakugan got shown off in the ball form. Even Wrath got shown off in the ball form, but those two didn't. Why? Maybe with this finale or whatever, that'll be where. Those things are going to get wild, man. But yeah, overall, I love how they did this season and such. Like I said, there's potential for sure for many seasons in the future with different gimmicks and everything they could even add. They haven't done so far. Like, they had the Sky Raiders for the first era, you know? I think about that. If they did something like the Sky Raiders again, that would be really, really cool. I don't know if they will, but there's a chance, man, because they pay homage to previous gimmicks, and we haven't seen anything like the Sky Raiders. The closest thing would be the Ultras, but we haven't seen like Bakugan that jump like crazy high like how the Sky Raiders did and such. But yeah, and I know probably the idea with that is like, well, the Sky Raiders, like if they did that, Kimbo, how in the hell would the Bakugan be able to hold on to the cores around the gate cards or anything? Like, you know, the whole core stealing gimmick that was implemented with Evolutions. Just add it to those Bakugan. That way they can add a core with them or such. Like they land, they open, they still get, you know, the B power for opening, but just not the power for the core if they don't land right on the core matrix. But, you know, like the core manipulation, core stealing, or moving opponent's core, like that could all come into factor with it, man. So yeah, and if they do up the powers of the Bakugan, like say a little bit even more, hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't, like going forward, I hope they keep it around the level of these Bakugan they have now. Like the big realm being like 1,000 to like 1,800, honestly, when it comes to the Bakugan with Evolutions. Like we got some really strong Bakugan with this season for sure, but they still balanced it by balancing out the damage. Usually the high B power Bakugan don't have that much damage, so they can have all the power in the world. It don't mean shakaka if you don't have any damage to back it up when it comes to the TCG, and you still have to focus on damage cards. You know what I mean? So that's where the balance is. They've still balanced it so much better than they did with the first era. Keep that balance going forward, you know. And yeah, that could be one way they balance. If they do like a Sky Raider type thing where they jump and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind it at all, especially with the core manipulation. But yeah, dude. So overall, love how this season went. Love how the show's gone in general. Because this season, they still brought so many characters that we even saw with season 1 come back, or previous seasons returning with this, man. While incorporating new characters like Faustus, like Wrath, like Athena, like the teachers and such. Like, it's just such a great balance, man. They continue with this and even put in some more characters, you know, while still bringing back older characters. There's so much potential to go for so many more seasons, man. And like I said, the big thing, the goddamn cards, man. Like, for real. I know it's like, okay, like maybe printing the cards in all different languages and stuff being really tough or stuff with international distribution, but hell, Pokemon does it, Yu-Gi-Oh does it, you see it with other languages and such. Like, if you do that with Bakugan, there's so many times I want to go to like card shops and stuff and be able to go there and get Bakugan cards, but just knowing the distribution is not that crazy, like, don't give up on it, Spin Master. I know it's like slim to no chance that we get a lot more cards or anything, but at least like Secrets of the Geogon, the GG sets and such, like, there's potential. There's so much potential for it. Like, and especially things clearing up with the pandemic and such. Like, there's so much potential, man. This game has the potential to go and be up there with the greats, like the Pokemon TCG, like the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, etc. Like all those great card games. The main damn thing is just getting those cards out there so people can get their hands on those cards and play. Like, for real, dude. The game itself is so amazing. You guys have seen me open cards. You've seen the profiles I've made. I've made 108 deck profiles at this point. More are going to be coming because I've been getting so many damn evolutions Bakugan. Been holding off on it because don't know if they're going to have any evolutions actually with the evolutions Bakugan. But with how strong they are, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, okay, we got up to like season 3 with a TCG, so, you know, Secrets of the Geogon, and then the GG set, and maybe the GG set being the last one. Don't know if there's one for evolutions, just that there's like some diamond evos, and that shows with the diamond packs. But like, even if they stopped at their season 3, like, there would still be balance, because like there won't be evolutions for any of these new Bakugan, while previous Bakugan have evolutions that could even beat out these Bakugan later into the game. And that shows the balance for sure with that, man. Even these new Bakugan not having evolutions or anything with them, that balances out the game in a major way, because these new Bakugan being so strong with the older Bakugan having evolutions to where they can get up to this power and such, man. Like, for real, that balance is there. The main thing is just seeing the goddamn cards, for real. But yeah, you know, because overall, Bakugan quality, amazing. All the gimmicks with all the different seasons. Fusion Bakugan, Baku Gear, the Geogon, the Nanogon, all of them so good. The way that they incorporated them with the game. Now, the major thing, getting those cards out there and such, man. I just had to say it. I had to put a big focus on that because this got me so hyped. The potential's there for a 5th season and beyond, and you want to take it even way beyond. You get the cards out there too. You got a game that can last like 7, 8, 9, whoever knows how many freaking seasons for sure. Look how long the Pokemon TCG's been going. Same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, because they got that distribution and kept adding things in there. But yeah, of course, maybe over time being like ban lists or something, because some things being really crazy, like hard-wise, but like, for real, dude, the potential is there. Just tap into that untapped potential, Spin Master, for sure. I'm fully here, 150 million% supporting you with this, man, with this game and everything. Absolutely love it. Y'all already know I'm tatted all over my body for life because I love this game so much and such, man. Also, like Bakugan, Beyblade, Pokemon, Zelda, you know, a bunch of other things too, like, you know, graffiti, etc. And I got y'all on my shoulders, so wherever I go, I'm taking y'all with me because, you know, I'm filming big time. That includes when I went to the tournament. Well, not the tournament. Well, yeah, when I went to the tournament, when I went to all the events and everything. Even when I went to the freaking concert, having so many friends hitting me up being like, yo, like, I wish I could be there. And I'm like, I'm taking you with me in spirit, man. That's what this tattoo represents. It means so much, man. Always have y'all on my sleeve, in my heart, for sure, with everything, dude. But, yeah. And I'm just fully supporting this game and absolutely love it, man. The potential is definitely there. Just get those cards out there in such a crazy way, and you've got your full potential. You got the closest thing to a perfect game. Nothing's perfect, but you got the closest thing to it if you can get those cards out there where people can actually go and get them big time, man. Whew! Okay, yeah, but I got it all out of my system, man. I got big time fired up for this episode. I think we still got like the true finale because I'm thinking Wrath might still be out there, man. I'm thinking he might still be out there because we haven't seen Wrath Genesis. He's got to have a new form for like Genesis Wrath, you know, because the Drago set has the Genesis set has Drago Genesis. I think it has Wrath Genesis too. So we haven't seen Wrath Genesis in the show. It'll make full sense if we see him like in this, and then we get the true full resolution with things with it. Oh man. But yeah, I absolutely loved this season. Absolutely loved all the episodes and stuff. And there's a finale. I'm looking forward to it, man. And it's going to be epic. But Yeah, and plus we still got to see some of the other figures. Like we haven't seen like strength mode Pharaoh, or same thing for Hydrus. Some of them switching up their modes when it came to like strength mode and speed mode. And we still got to see those figures, man. And also the Arliss teacher's Bakugan. I really hope it has a ball form. Like I hope it's not a case of a Bakugan being stuck in the show that doesn't get an actual ball form. Like I still really want to see Tico. I still really want to see Gorillion. I still want to see Gorillion Infinity because the design of that thing looks freaking amazing. Odds are, will we get them? I don't know, but there's potential to. I hope we do because I still love Tico and Gorillion. They're two of my favorite Bakugan for the first 2 seasons and such. Yeah, man, I'm glad they made Villock. They actually made Villock. But there's so much potential. Just enough said. There's so much potential. I can go on longer, like on and on and on about it. But we've already been here for about 35 minutes. It's gonna be like 36, 37 minutes by the time this episode review is done. But yeah, if you guys want to see an updated video on like things I really want to see with Bakugan, as long as these flies aren't going around, but updated things that I really want to see with Bakugan going forward, let me know in the comments. I have no problem doing that, man. I'd love to sit there and discuss it. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this epic review on the awesome Bakugan Evolution episode number 28, man. I see us getting like what? Maybe it's 29, 30, and it's packed into one, and then they ended off at 30. It'll make sense if they did, but yeah, you know. I think there's one more. Just how they set this up, it feels like it's not fully resolved. Like it's resolved, but it's not. Like there's still a little bit left. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. I'm hype as hell, man. Dude, this was freaking awesome. Oh my God. But yeah, until next time, guys, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here. I'm going to be deck building like a mother trucker for sure, dude. Oh man, I got a lot to work with. Get ready for some profiles coming in soon, guys, because this got me extra hyped. This is gonna be freaking sick. I'm up out of here.